New images from the upcoming third and final season of Squid Game have set the internet on fire, seemingly confirming some of the wildest and most intricate fan theories. In this video, we're going to explain them all, so subscribe and let's get into it. The photos provide a slight glimpse into what's next, revealing not just shocking plot twists, but also deep dives into the dark history of the games themselves. The possibilities are crazy, with some theories touching on the impossible survival of one player, the secret origin of the frontman, and the potential return of a feared antagonist. These pictures do more than tease. They offer concrete evidence for what promises to be the most dramatic and explosive season yet. The show looks ready to explore complex themes of loyalty and rebellion from inside the game's staff. The confirmation of one character's survival sets up a story of inside sabotage, where the lines between guard and prisoner get blurred by personal connection and a hunger for justice. This could mean a season less about the games themselves and more about the fight to bring the whole corrupt system crashing down. At the same time, the series is getting ready to peel back the layers of its most mysterious figure, the Front Daddy. An image that first sparked theories of a shocking new finalist may turn out to be a key to his past, promising a look at how the man behind the mask was gradually made. Exploring his history could change everything we thought we knew about the game's hierarchy and the price of power. The unkillable player and the undercover guard. One of the most startling things confirmed from the new photos is the fate of player 246. The teaser image clearly shows that he is, against all odds, still alive. This reveal goes against his apparent death at the end of the last season, where he was seen being shot by a guard after taking part in Gihan's failed rebellion. His survival was a popular but seemingly far-fetched fan theory, and now it seems to be verified. The context from these new photos is critical. They confirm he was saved by an insider, specifically the guard who was ordered to shoot him. This guard, identified by some as Guard 11, had already formed a unique connection with player 246. She had met his daughter before the games, creating a brief but powerful link that apparently overrode her duty to the organization. The images suggest the shooting was a planned fake-out. Instead of a fatal shot, Guard 11 appears to have shot him in the abdomen in a non-lethal way, a move designed to make her bosses believe she had followed her orders. It was a calculated risk, letting her hide him away and make sure he survived while keeping her position within the game's staff. This act wasn't just about compassion, but the first move in a much larger plan. Photos of Guard 11 show her armed and moving with a clear sense of purpose, suggesting she is on an undercover mission. She isn't just a guard who had a moment of empathy. She is an operative with a plan to take down the games from the inside. Her reasons seem to be tied to a deep-seated opposition to the whole Squid Game organization. The system is known for its widespread corruption, including a black market for organ distribution, which may be a driving force for her rebellion. Her actions aren't just about saving one man, but about exposing and destroying the entire inhuman business that tried to force her to live by its laws. More evidence from teasers and photos supports this theory of a bigger mission. Images have shown her crawling through ventilation shafts, possibly trying to access the VIPs. Her loyalty has been in question since the last season, when she faced threats from her fellow guards. It's clear she has been planning her betrayal for some time, waiting for the right moment. The survival of player 246 is not just a random twist, but a key part of her plan. He becomes a living piece of evidence of the corruption she's fighting against, and a potential ally in her dangerous mission. His continued presence in the story turns him from a victim into a key player in the effort to bring down the frontman and the VIPs. This storyline brings an electrifying new dynamic to the season. While the other players are trapped in the deadly games, a parallel war is being fought in the shadows by one of its own guards. Her journey will be one of insane risk, navigating the tight security and ruthless command of the island, all while trying to protect her secret and plan the downfall of the organization. The stakes for her are just as high as for any player in the arena. The frontman's final game? By far the most stunning of the new images shows the Big Daddy frontman, Hwang In-ho, dressed in the formal tuxedo saved for the game's finalists. This single photo at first sent the fan community into a frenzy, sparking theories that the frontman himself would be stepping into the arena as a player in the final game, setting up an epic showdown with Gihan. However, a closer look at the details in the photo debunks this first idea and confirms an even more interesting idea. On the chest of the tuxedo, a player number is clearly visible, number 132. This is a huge clue, as it isn't the player number he used in Season 2, which was 001. This difference in numbers is the key to understanding the image. It confirms that the scene is not happening in the present day. Instead, it is a flashback to the year 2015, the year In-ho himself competed in and won the Squid Game. The suit he is wearing is from his final dinner as a contestant before he became the frontman. The image becomes even more important when looking at the person he is with. Across the table sits a figure wearing the unmistakable gold owl mask of a VIP. This is not just any VIP. The mask is identical to the one worn by Oh Il-nam, the elderly creator of the games. This means the scene shows a key moment between the game's winner and its architect. This flashback is not just showing his victory, but his recruitment. This is almost certainly the moment that Oh Il-nam offered the winning In-ho a position within the organization, setting him on the path to becoming the next frontman. It's a look at the very start of his descent into the darkness he now runs. Season 3 is suspected to give a deep and detailed backstory for the Front Daddy. The series will finally explore how a former winner, a man who survived the same horrors as Gi-hun, could become such a cold and ruthless enforcer of the brutal games. It'll reveal the reasons and circumstances that led to his change. This narrative direction adds a deep layer of complexity to his character. He is no longer just a villain, but a product of the very system he now maintains. Understanding his journey, from player 132 to the frontman, will likely be a central focus of the new season, giving answers to long-standing questions about his past and his relationship with his brother, Junho. It is also worth noting another photo that features the masked frontman, this one showing him sitting with a cocktail. Some fans at first theorized this was a scene where he was trying to recruit Gi-hun, copying his own recruitment by Il-nam. However, some fans think this scene is more likely from the VIP viewing event, where he is simply relaxing with the other wealthy watchers. Some have said that he seems off, though, almost as if someone else is in the suit. The various glimpses of Inho we've gotten show that the final season will fully play into exploring his role in the system, possibly setting him up for the greatest betrayal against the games, when his brother Junho, who we also get a new image of, holding a Squid Game card, infiltrates the island and succeeds in bringing the operation down, the ghost of a kingpin. The new images also give a chilling look at the psychological toll the games take on their participants, particularly through the character of Nam-gyu. One photo shows him with a disturbingly joyful expression as he gets a box, which probably has a knife for the violent key and knife game. His apparent happiness is a sign of how much he has changed. To understand his transformation, it's important to remember his story from the last season. Nam-gyu was a close friend of Thanos, a major antagonist whose death had a deep impact on him. After this event, Nam-gyu was shown stealing Thanos' supply of drugs, with the show heavily hinting that this act would lead him down a much darker path. The new photos confirm that this idea has come true. Nam-gyu is no longer just a player trying to survive. He seems to have fully embraced the violence and cruelty of the games. He is shown as someone who will not just kill out of necessity, but who will enjoy the chance. His journey represents a complete corruption of the spirit, turning him into one of the most dangerous players in the arena. This raises a fascinating and terrifying possibility for Season 3, the return of Thanos himself. Since the character is dead, his return would not be a physical one. Instead, it is highly likely that he will appear as a hallucination, a ghostly appearance, brought on by Nam-gyu's continued use of the strong drugs he stole. The actor for Thanos, T.O.P., has appeared at multiple major promotion events for Season 3, something way out of place for a character who died a while ago. This would bring a powerful psychological horror element to the series. Thanos could become a ghostly figure haunting Nam-gyu, acting as a devil on his shoulder, pushing him toward greater acts of evil. This would make Nam-gyu's story not just about survival, but about a man battling, or maybe giving into, his inner demons as personified by his former, far more ruthless friend. Alternatively, Thanos could return through the use of flashbacks. The story could dig into Nam-gyu's memories, showing unseen moments between the two characters. This would serve to flesh out their dark relationship and explain the origins of the evil that Nam-gyu has now fully inherited. It would give context for his current state, showing how Thanos' influence shaped him long before the games began. Either way would let the show bring back a compelling antagonist without weakening the stakes of death in the final rounds. Thanos' influence would continue beyond the grave, making him a continuing threat through his psychological hold on Nam-gyu. It transforms a simple story of a player going bad into a more complex exploration of legacy, influence, and the infectious nature of evil, especially when fueled by narcotics. The smiling face of Nam-gyu in the photo is far more than just a snapshot of a single moment. It's a window into a mind that has been twisted by grief, drugs, and the unrelenting pressure of the death games. The potential return of Thanos as a mental point of trouble would make Nam-gyu one of the most unpredictable and terrifying characters in the upcoming season. These new images have laid the groundwork for what is shaping up to be the most complex and fascinating season of Squid Game to date. The survival of player 246, secured through the heroic deception of a guard turned revolutionary, shows a thrilling story of internal rebellion. The look into the Front Daddy's past as a winning player transforms him from a simple villain into a tragic figure, a product of the very system he now leads. And then the psychological torment of Nam-gyu, haunted by the ghost of a past evil, will bring a new dimension of horror to the games. There's so much going on in just these few images and a whole lot for us to look forward to when Season 3 drops later this month. What image got you most excited? How hyped are you for the story to end? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to see more Squid Game content and theories, click the video on screen now.